The air in the indigo dyeing house, usually thick with the earthy scent of fermentation, suddenly turned impossibly cold. Haneul, his hands plunged into the deepest vat, felt a prickle of unease rise on the back of his neck. It was late evening, the light from the oil lamps casting long, dancing shadows across the clay pots and wooden paddles. He'd been working on a particularly challenging batch, striving for a shade of indigo so profound it seemed to capture the very essence of twilight. As he stirred the liquid, a ripple disturbed the surface, and in the swirling depths, a shadow formed. Not his own, nor that of the rafters above, but something else entirely. An impossibly dark, formless void, like a tear in the fabric of the world, reflected back from the indigo's heart. He peered closer, his breath catching as the shadow seemed to deepen, a consuming void within the vibrant dye. That unsettling reflection in the vat lingered in Haneul's mind, but he quickly dismissed it as fatigue. For decades, Haneul had been known throughout Gyeongsang province as the finest indigo dyer. His hanok stood by a winding river, its gyewa roof gleaming under the sun, a testament to his prosperity. His vibrant blues, from the pale whisper of a morning sky to the profound depth of a moonless night, were legendary, sought after by even the most discerning Yangbun. His success, however, wasn't merely due to skill. His secret lay in the rare, potent roots he harvested from the forbidden marshland, a place the villagers whispered was cursed. These roots allowed him to achieve colors no other dyer could replicate, colors that shimmered with an almost supernatural intensity. His wife, Gwen, and his young daughter Dal lived a comfortable life, oblivious to the source of his unique craft. But the whispers of the villagers spoke of the marshland roots, the ones no one dared to harvest, and the ancient warnings that accompanied their unnatural potency. Despite the persistent warnings, the pursuit of perfection, and perhaps a touch of vanity, always pulled Haneul back to the marshland. One crisp autumn morning, under a sky the color of pale amethyst, Haneul ventured deep into the forbidden territory. The air grew heavy, damp, and eerily silent, the usual birdsong absent. Twisted, skeletal trees clawed at the sky, their roots snaking across the boggy ground like grasping fingers. He found the roots, gnarled and pulsating with a faint, unnatural glow beneath the dark soil. He dug them out, his shovel scraping against something harder than earth, a sound that seemed to echo with a hollow cough. A shiver, colder than the marsh mist, traced its way up his spine. He knew, deep in his gust, that he was trespassing on ground best left undisturbed, that the potency came at a cost. That night, as he returned to his hanog, a strange, pervasive scent of damp earth and something else, something sharp and metallic, clung to his clothes, refusing to wash away. The metallic scent from the marsh, like old blood and rust, clung to Haneul for days, a phantom odor no amount of scrubbing could remove. But it was the indigo itself that began to change. The dyes, once so glorious, now turned impossibly deep, a shade of blue so profound it felt less like color and more like a consuming void. Fabrics emerged from the vats not merely dark, but absorbing light, their surfaces seeming to ripple with an unsettling energy. He noticed the change, but attributed it to the potency of the roots, a secret triumph. Then came the other signs, The charcoal scent, that sharp metallic edge, now seemed to permeate his entire hanug. His daughter, Del, would sometimes pause her play, her small hand instinctively reaching for his, her bright face suddenly clouded with an inexplicable sorrow. Buen would look at him across the supper table, a gentle smile on her lips, yet her eyes held a profound, silent grief. And as he looked at Buen and Jidal, their smiles seemed to stretch, their eyes holding a sorrow that was not their own, a sorrow for something yet unseen. The sorrow in their eyes, the lingering scent of charcoal, the unnaturally dark dyes, they culminated in a chill that settled deep in Haneul's bones, a chill unrelated to the season. He found himself constantly rubbing his arms, even in the warmth of the midday sun. He would speak to his family, asking about their day, but their responses were often delayed, their gazes drifting past him, as if his voice was a distant echo. He tried to embrace Dal, but she felt oddly insubstantial, a flicker of warmth that quickly faded. He began to notice his reflection in puddles or polished surfaces was fainter, less distinct, as if he were slowly blurring into the background. One afternoon, he glanced into the main indigo vat, the one holding his most potent concoction, and saw it again, the absolute black shadow, now clearer, more defined, like a hole ripped in the universe, watching him from the depths. It was then, in the suffocating silence of his own home, that a terrible thought solidified. He was fading, becoming a ghost to his own living family. The realization that he was fading, becoming invisible to those he loved, was a terror far worse than any ghost story. As the sun began to set, painting the western sky in fiery oranges and deep violets, Haneul sat alone in his dying house, surrounded by the unnaturally dark vats. The air grew still, heavy, and the pervasive charcoal scent became overwhelming, making his lungs ache. Then, a figure emerged from the deepening shadows in the corner. It was impossibly tall, clad in a heavy, charcoal-black durumagi that seemed to drink the light, a wide-brimmed black gas hat hiding its face. The Jeoseungsaja, death's messenger, stood utterly silent, radiating a cold that seeped into Haneul's very soul. It did not speak, did not move, but its presence was a pronouncement. Its featureless gaze, or the terrifying absence of one, was fixed solely on Haneul. The forbidden roots, he knew now, were not merely a means to vibrant dye, but a transgression, a direct summons. There was no mistaking the chilling truth. The shadow was not a mere reflection, but a harbinger, and its master had finally arrived for its due. The terrifying realization, the undeniable presence of the Jeoseungsaja, paralyzed Haneul. He tried to scream, to flee, but his limbs refused to obey. The air in the dying house solidified into an unbearable pressure, the charcoal scent now thick and choking. The Jeoseungsaja began to move, its steps utterly silent, yet each movement seemed to displace the very air. It drew closer, its towering form casting an even deeper shadow over the already darkened room. Haneul could feel its impossible cold, a chill that seeped through his skin, through his bones, directly into his soul. Outside, through the hungy paper windows, he could faintly hear the laughter of Dub playing in the madang, the soft murmur of Buen preparing dinner. They were oblivious, their lives continuing, vibrant and warm. But as the Jeoseungsaja stood before him, its empty gaze fixed, Haneul saw their faces, not through the window, but in his mind's eye, their smiles tinged with the unbearable sorrow he had seen before. As the impossible cold enveloped him, he saw not the featureless face of the Jeoseungsaja, but the fading faces of Buen and Dal, their silent tears echoing his own unsaid goodbyes. The next morning, the sun rose, indifferent, casting its familiar warmth over the village. Buen found Haneul in the dyeing house, slumped peacefully over the edge of his largest indigo vat, a faint, contented smile on his lips, as if dreaming. There was no sign of struggle, no mark of distress, only a profound stillness. His family grieved, as any family would, for a beloved husband and father, but they noticed nothing of the spectral chill that still clung to the air in the dying house, nor the faint, metallic scent that permeated his clothes. The once vibrant indigo vats, still brimming with the liquid Haneul had prepared, now turned stagnant, their colors dull and lifeless, a murky, unsettling black. No one could coax the dyes back to their former brilliance. The dyeing house, once the pride of their hanug, fell into disrepair, its hanji paper doors eventually crumbling, its marang growing wild. His prized indigo, once the envy of Gyeongsang province, now sat like a pool of forgotten night, a chilling reminder of a master dyer's ambition and the unseen price paid for its unnatural brilliance. The village murmured about Haneul's sudden passing, a man in the prime of his life, but no one connected it to the desolate marshland or the rumors of forbidden roots. His family eventually moved away, unable to revive the indigo trade, and the once grand dyeing house stood abandoned, slowly reclaimed by the earth. The giwa roof cracked, the wooden supports groaned, and the hanji doors disintegrated. Years turned into decades. Children, daring each other, would venture close, whispering tales of the indigo house, where the colors turned to darkness. They spoke of the strange, acrid smell that still occasionally drifted from the decaying structure, like charcoal and cold iron. Some claimed that on moonless nights, a profound, inky blackness could be seen swirling in the depths of the abandoned vats, a darkness that seemed to pull at the very light around it. And in the hushed tales passed down through generations, the villagers knew. Some ambitions stir ancient powers, and some shadows, once invited, never truly leave.